Hello everybody and welcome back to Nottingham Trent University, the Lee Westwood Sports Centre for Game Week 4 of the Slater and Gordon Premiership 2025-26. It's a big one. It's two old enemies colliding, Aspire versus West Bromwich Albion. Two sides that have had contrasting seasons. West Brom very much one of transition, Aspire challenging right at the top of the table. We'll go through the lineups now. So West Bromwich Albion, this is their squad. They are without number 11, Zach Dickey. He was sent off against Leeds earlier, but they have a relatively full complement otherwise, other than Barrisonel. So it's number 7, Harry Bestrick, number 8, Lucas Christa, number 9, Chris Gordon, number 14, Matt Gilbert, number 19, Brad Bates, and number 20, Ollie Rock. You never really know what the starting lineup's going to look like for them, although you'd hazard a guess that it will include Brad Bates and Matt Gilbert after the second half earlier. And for Aspire, Sally McNeil, number 2, number 7, Dan McClellan, number 8, John Boulding, number 10, Jordan Williams, number 11, Rich George, number 20, Tom Kelly, and number 40, John Dixon. And their starting team is much more predictable. And alongside me, I am joined by a man who has nothing riding on this game at all. It's T-Side's Greg Baxter. Greg, how are you?
Good, mate. Honestly, don't care about the outcome of this whatsoever. Honestly, mate. I'm not sat here going boing boing baggies. No, absolutely not. I just want a cracking game of football. I've said my prediction. I reckon it's going to be 3-1 Aspire. That I'm putting it out there for the public to judge me. Charlie, going to do the same?
I think it's going to be more cagey than that, I have to say. I think Aspire, if a side are going to win it, it will be them. I could see a 0-0 again, like earlier on in the season, but yeah, I don't know. I just think these games are always cagey. Like, you look at the outsides of the court, and so many people here watching. It's just a big game, isn't it?
You've got Greenbank, Teesside, and Leeds.
Yeah.
Shocked they're not watching the relegation 6-pointer on Court B.
Which is a massive game, by the way.
Massive game.
GBG Knights versus Sevenoaks over on Court B, which could really decide which one of those two sides can keep themselves out of trouble and keep themselves at least in that playoff place where they have a chance to stay up after the regular season, because one of them will be automatically relegated, particularly with the point that Middlesbrough just picked up against Villa Rockets. Greg, how do you see this one going in terms of the flow of the game? You said the prediction, but do you think West Brom are going to go for it, be more open, or do you think it's going to be that sort of defensive style that they employed last time out against Aspire?
I think they're going to go for more defensive, look for counter-attack opportunities, pick-offs when they can. That's what I feel like they're going to have to do, really. I think if they try and, I don't know, if they can try and match him. I know it's weird me saying this about West Brom side, trying to match Aspire, you know what I mean? I just think they're going to have chance on the counter-attack, but it's up to them if they want to go out and attack from the off and let Aspire know what they're doing.
Well, we're already having to deal with some space issues outside the pitch, because as you can see on your cameras now, and when I flip it, there's spectators all the way around, and well, substitutes need to sit somewhere, so that they're just going to get themselves arranged. We've got a very experienced officiating complement for this one of Carolyn Bean, for head of referees in the centre. Goldsborough, for head of referees. Sorry, this is showing my age. I'm like using old names. Carolyn Goldsborough in the centre with Pete Taylor on one line and Paul Yates on the other. So 3 referees who have officiated many big games between them.
Well, it looks like it's going to be Brad Bates, Matt Gilbert, Lucas Christa, and Chris Gordon. Those two in the middle. The 2 skippers, the 2 friends. Well, they won't be for the next 40 or so minutes for Aspire. Yep, it's the tried and trusted Tom Kelly in goal, John Boulding in the middle, Dan McClellan on one wing, and John Dixon on the other. There is a palpable sense of expectation around this arena, Charlie.
Yeah, real tension, and you wouldn't think, it's Really, it's 4th v 5th in the Premiership right now, but doesn't feel like that, does it? It does feel like one of those end-of-season games. And it felt the same earlier on, even when lots of people were discounting West Brom from title conversations early on in the season. When this game occurred, it just felt different. It always does. The oldest of enemies, and two sides that have contested and seen it all. Aspire versus West Bromwich Albion. We're just moments away from kick-off.
I think regardless where they are on the table, everyone wants to watch Aspire versus West Brom. The fact that there obviously is a lot riding on the game means that, you know, of course, everyone does want to watch it. There's literally no space around Court A that for someone else to come sit and watch.
No. Oh, I see what's going on here. We have.
I was about to say, right, they're both in orange. Both keepers are in orange, and that's going to be a little bit of a headache for the referee. But Tom Kelly's now been adorned in a yellow goalkeeping jersey, mostly around his neck.
He's not going to change fully. It's not really practical.
She's going to come over and have a try and tuck it over the shoulders. Are we done?
Well, take our time. We want to make sure everything is prim and proper for this one.
You're doing some warm-ups there. You stretch.
Yeah.
Stretch.
The Aspire crowd with red, black, and silver pom-poms shaking above the court, as you can probably see just at the top of your shot on the left. And we are underway, so it's Aspire instantly into the attack, picked off by Dan McClellan. John Dixon towards the back post for McClellan again. You can see instantly a very compact West Bromwich Albion defensive setup. Brad Bates, obviously former Aspire, won the Champions League at the club before going back to his...
Won the Champions League. Yeah, I'm back off now.
I've
got what I came for. See you later, boy.
It's a move that's, well, not seen as much success since returning to West Bromwich Albion. John Boulding in towards John Dixon, who fires a shot. Maybe there was a gap at the near post there, but West Brom managed to scoop it clear. Now into the path of Dixon, who's going to have to give chase. Ends up in contact between Chrysler and Dixon. Lucas Christ, a strong dribbler, coming out with the ball.
Very strong dribbler is Chrysler. Very strong indeed. Plenty of options on the bench for both sides when the time it comes to it. Obviously just a 2 for West Brom now that Zach Dickey's been suspended. Boulding over towards McClellan. It's a brilliant ball, beautiful touch. But it just gets away from him. That is unlike Dan McClellan.
Yeah, usually got quite a strong first touch. Can just take it under his control.
This is something you don't see often. A goal kick not taken from the centre.
Yeah.
From the left-hand side of the box.
Very compact area, this. You can see Chrysler, Bates, Dixon and Boulding all relatively close together as Boulding fires a shot towards goal. Goes out for a kick-in out on the left-hand side. Forward by Boulding, across from Dixon.
Gordon versus Boulding. How often are we going to say that this afternoon? Kicking for Aspire, which Dan McClellan will take. Gilbert's got it away from Dixon. Two on one. Chrysler didn't reverse quick enough. I don't think he had much option, to be fair, because Gordon just went straight out the box to engage.
Yeah, he wasn't.
There was a shout.
I don't think he was expecting that aggressive defending from Chris Gordon.
I was going to say, hang on. She's just literally marked out 5, and Christ just driven forwarding on. Stuff it. I'm going to play Not to the rules. Boulding. That effort goes straight through the defence of Gordon and Chrysler. That's uncharacteristically easy for a team to score against West Brom. But we'll see some action replay of the celebrations there, Charlie. But yeah, Aspire will be over the moon. From a West Brom point of view, that's far too easy.
Far too easy. It's such a sloppy one to concede, and Aspire was speaking. It felt like the early goal was going to be important. Leeds got an early goal against West Brom. Teesside got an early goal against West Brom. And yeah, West Brom just starting the game sloppily, and they'll be frustrated with that because they really grew into it earlier on. As I've been demoted from graphics control for good reason. I'm sorry if you missed any of that action. Listen, I'm a man of many talents, but one thing I can't do is multitask.
You were praising your own abilities in the game we've just done, Charlie.
Yeah. This one's a bit quicker than that.
Oh, excuses.
Losing track as Aspire have a free kick, indirect, right on basically the halfway line. Boulding picked off by McClellan. Dixon doesn't quite get the connection with the full spin.
Full spin from Boulding, straight into Dixon, and Gordon's got there late. That'll be a free kick for Aspire.
Yeah, definitely just into the side of John Dixon there, Chris Gordon, who just goes over and gives Dixon a little tap of apology. Good sportsmanship.
Boulding will have Dixon in the corner. Chrysler looks like he's going to come out and meet. Instead, John Boulding tries to find the gap that Chrysler had evacuated. McClellan fakes the front bumper, and they've both gone in. What will the decision be here? Penalty for Aspire. Chrysler adjudged to be the more aggressive player in that little challenge. He's claiming it was 50-50. And Aspire with a great chance to double their advantage so early on. Chrysler is still protesting his innocence.
It's a tough one because it was 50-50 in the sense of that they're both in between the ball. The one thing I would say that's different is Chrysler was spinning, whereas McClellan was coming onto it front bumper. It's time for the penalty.
McClellan versus Gordon. McClellan saved by Gordon. It was right in the corner. It's a brilliant save. Redeeming himself from that earlier penalty miss in their game against Leeds earlier on. It's a cracking save.
Yeah, massive stop. So hard to track, isn't it, with the goalkeeper, whether he's gone early, but it was a great stop. It was right in the corner from McClellan. Chris Gordon's penalty early was sort of a bit scuffed down the centre, but that was right by the post. A brilliant stop from the England goalkeeper, and Aspire coming forward now again. Will this be a momentum shifter in the game?
Yeah, exactly. We'll see if this can give West Brom a bit of impetus. At the minute, it's still Aspire on the attack, and it's a 2-on-1 in favour of the side currently in the lead. My word. I thought that was destined for the corner.
Yeah, I've always maintained that if you hit the ball with enough power in the corner, unsavable. But Chris Gordon may have just proven me wrong as the ball fired back across the box.
That's gone out of play. It will be a kick in for West Brom. Chrysler's going to, well, I mean, he wants to tap this into Boulding, but into Gordon, sorry. Boulding was blocking it off. I mean, they're under all sorts of pressure here, West Brom. They cannot get out their own defensive third. They are the one goal down already. It's going to be a long, 29 minutes or so left of this game as Chrysler brings it clear. Battling again with McClellan. He spins in there. Bit of heavy contact between these two yet again. Gordon, can he come out and get that? Yes, he can. Flicked towards Bates, but McClellan gets in well. McClellan wants the full spin. 2-on-1 given in favour of West Brom instead. They've got to get something going here, West Brom. Charlie?
Yeah, they definitely do. They've been just under pressure, literally hardly left their own half since the game began. It's been a very dominant start for Aspire. They have had that reprieve, though, with the missed penalty from Dan McClellan. Just needs to put that out of his mind now, though, because side is still in a great position to go on and secure this game. A rare foray forward for West Bromwich Albion so far in this game. Contact given against Lucas Chrysler. Just a bit forceful, trying to drive through there.
Won't be long before we see the yellow card if this continues.
Yeah, is that 2 or 3?
That's his second, I believe.
Penalty one and then that.
McClellan down towards Dixon, but Gordon 180s that towards, well, Chrysler and Gilbert, who are close. Gilbert can have a go at Tom Kelly here, his first introduction into the game. Hefty contact from Gilbert on Kelly, but it's wedged between the chairs of the two players now as Gilbert goes wide to the left, and I thought he could have had maybe a chance to go even further wide before he flicked that back. As it is, Boulding comes away with it. McClellan takes a touch. Oh, just fakes the ball back and then takes it down the line where he's met by Bates, and Gordon has to retreat. Can McClellan get round it? No, he can't, but it's really well done by the young England superstar just to get clear of the danger.
So slightly better from West Brom, a spell of play outside of their box, trying to put the pressure back on Aspire. It was the second half earlier against Leeds where we really saw West Brom come out of the traps and dominate.
That's a hastily taken goal kick that's scuffed, and they got away with it there because McClellan was in like a flash to sneak in on the front bumper, kick in for Aspire, which Dixon's going to play back to Boulding. Now marked by Gilbert, and they go for it still. Close to 2-on-1. Good front bumper from McClellan. The effort now blocked by Gordon. McClellan has Boulding down the line. Dixon at the far post. Boulding to Dixon. That ball just caught between Boulding and McClellan. Matt Gilbert can try and clear, but it's so difficult to get round John Boulding. He's done so well there, the England captain. It's going to be a 1-2 here between Boulding and Dixon. And again, just building it, that's too close to Gilbert. Tom Kelly comes out and just calmly plays it out of play for a kick-in.
Good decision.
West Brom, yeah, cracking decision.
Yeah, just was not worth. When he started spinning, you just thought for a second he's not going to try and smash this, is he?
The effort from Bates gets to Gilbert, saved on the line by Boulding. That is the first chance West Brom created, and you wonder how many of them are they going to get. When you get chances against Aspire, you've got to take them. But it's a brilliant move from the Baggies, and now they'll give them some encouragement.
Yeah, it was a great move. And this is much better from West Brom in the last couple of minutes, and Aspire will be ruining now those missed chances, the missed penalty.
It's great now. We get this zoomed in camera angle of this far side. Gordon with this free kick. Down to Bates, little front bumper. Boulding gets in front of Gilbert, but the effort from Gordon strikes the post. Aspire living dangerously as Kelly reverses. Is there a gap at the near post? Doesn't look like it. They're holding on a little bit here, Aspire.
Yeah, West Brom all of a sudden flying back into this game. Just two big chances there for West Brom in relatively quick succession.
Christer Gordon cut out by McClellan. That comes off McClellan Lars, kick in for West Brom.
Spire have to hold their nerve here and ride out this bit of pressure. Haven't seen the team stick it on Aspire like this for quite some time. They've been the defensive stalwarts of this season, the most clean sheets in the division by a decent margin. But this is a spell of real pressure now. Chris Gordon blocked by Boulding, and then McClellan in their contact.
McClellan's out of action here at the minute. His chair's turned off. Dixon has to come in and do the defensive work. McClellan's fully out of action. And that goes out of play now, and now they'll get some attention for McClellan. His chair turned off, and the linesman can't do it until the ball has gone out of play. We'll see if he's able to get back underway. He is, and that'll be a kick in for Aspire. 5.5 minutes left. Still West Bromwich Albion 0, Aspire 1. That goal from John Boulding early on, the difference between the two sides.
I have to say, it's been a brilliant West Brom Aspire game so far. It's exactly what you want. Aspire started it strong, and then West Brom really growing back into it, and could go either way this one. Aspire would love a second goal. They thought they may have the opportunity to grab one through the penalty.
Gilbert takes it in reverse, met by Boulding. Gilbert has to get out of the way. Christer to come in, replay on, and as soon as I say that, the whistle goes. Free kick, 2-on-1 for Aspire. Absolutely typical, that.
Yeah, John Boulding with a strong gesture with the hand to just calm down to his players. Just need to get this lead into half-time, consolidate it, and then reassess.
Oh, that's a sloppy 2-on-1 from West Brom. My word. Uncharacteristically sloppy, that. Christer and Gilbert just come in together and sandwich. I think it was Dan McClellan on the edge of the box.
Yeah, very sloppy. Just not understanding of their defensive duties there.
They've got a foothold in the game, and they just can't be giving away free kicks like this that allow Aspire to clear the danger. McClellan cut out by Gordon. Boulding back to McClellan. His effort again blocked by Gordon. McClellan, Boulding, Dixon. McClellan front bumper, excellently done. I thought again there'd be a 2-on-1 there between Bates and Christer, surely.
Yeah, close, very close on the edge of the area. The game goes on though. West Brom now bringing the ball up the other way. Still remains in play just about. McClellan in some defensive duties now. Gets around Chris Gordon, and they're 2-on-1 here against Matt Gilbert. Towards John Dixon, who manages to get the front bumper off. Eventually, West Brom do manage to claw it clear, but that was not far away from being a big problem for Chris Gordon's side. Now Boulding and Gordon, the England teammates, battling away. Last touch off Gordon. It's going to be an Aspire kick-in. Bit of noise from the Aspire support on the balcony.
It's a great game of football, this, Charlie. Whoa.
It's a cracker.
Boulding reverses into Gilbert. We'll play on. Gordon. Bit of 2v2 here. Boulding comes in to try and put some pressure on Gordon. That's a short from Tom Kelly.
Great advantage by Caroline Goldsborough there. She just waited just that 0.1 seconds before blowing the whistle, and that attack really opened up for West Brom, who have got themselves a corner here. 2.5 minutes left.
That's the first woo we've heard from Zach Dickey.
Oh yeah, I forgot he was in here, yeah.
That's how quiet he's been. We've completely forgotten he was out there. But they've won a corner, so it's under woo. Can West Brom make the most of this? Bates doesn't even have enough room in the corner.
Oh, yeah, it's tight over there.
Move. Bates has Gordon on into the box. Gilbert at the far post. Gordon, front bumper, nearly finds a gap between Bates and Kelly. Gordon, Bates. The ricochet could have gone anywhere. And Gordon shoves Boulding into the wall. Kick in for Aspire. They're creating chances, West Brom. They've just got to take them.
how many times have we asked for a West Brom Aspire game like this? Just open, both teams gunning for it. We haven't really seen it in seasons past. They've been too cagey. But on this case, well, there's nothing cagey about this one. It is full pedal to the metal.
Boulding. Dan Chrysler does really well just to play that off the front of Boulding's chair. That is composure of the highest level from Lucas Chrysler there. Just to win a goal kick. 1 minute left of this first half. Gordon with this goal kick. Chrysler in the middle. Right. Bates is going to front bumper this. Oh, instead he just half spins it to Boulding. Gordon has McClellan for company. It's flicked towards Boulding. It takes it into the dribble. McClellan moves into the middle in support. Not much to separate these two, as there always rarely is. Dixon, well, he got out the way of Boulding at one corner, then turned around and realised Boulding had followed him all the way. Kick in for Aspire, and Boulding was looking at a quick one there at the gap. Settles, takes his time as we just about hit triple zeros on the clock. Dixon off of Chrysler. Rolls out a play for a kick in for Aspire. We have hit triple zeros now. We're into any additional time, which there'll be a couple of minutes of, I imagine, for the penalty and the drama that followed.
Yeah, I don't think we'll have too much, but I think maybe this set piece will be the last action of the half.
Boulding just lets that run out of play. He's happy. His side have the lead. They don't need to force it. They know this is a massive 3 points as the whistle goes into the mouth of Caroline Gold. But this will be it for this first half. McClellan, Dixon, not enough on it. But as I said, there isn't enough time for West Brom to launch a counter-attack at half-time. It's West Bromwich Albion 0, Aspire 1. Goal early on from John Boulding, firing it between Chrysler and Gordon from a free kick. And then Dan McClellan won a penalty, took the penalty, couldn't bury it. It was an excellent save by Chris Gordon. West Brom have created chances to get an equaliser, but they haven't found the breakthrough yet. Thank you to all that have joined myself and Charlie for this one so far. We'll be back shortly for the second half. Welcome back.
Welcome back, one and all, for the second half of what was a brilliant game of football in the first. Aspire 1, West Bromwich Albion 0. One change at the break for West Brom. That's Harry Bestwick's on for Matt Gilbert. Potential 2-on-1 there early on. Yeah, definitely going to be given between... Oh, whoa. Okay, I was expecting that to go the other way, I'm going to be honest. So it's gone in favour of Aspire. West Brom grew into the half. It was all Aspire for the first 10 minutes or so. They scored early on and then had a penalty which was saved brilliantly by Chris Gordon on the reverse. It's Aspire now coming forward early on in this second half, looking to start off this period the same as they did the first. McClellan into the side of Gordon. Oh, and I'm still joined by Greg Baxter as well. Greg,
Yeah, hi.
how do you see this half going?
Yeah, mate, I'm just thankful you've decided to introduce me to the people. That's a brilliant goal from Aspire. They get the second. No one in on the edge of the box for West Brom. Bowling down to McClellan. Bestwick doesn't get in quick enough. Bates as well caught on the edge of the box. It's a brilliant 180 from McClellan. Finds the front bumper of Bowling and is rifled into the back of that West Brom goal. That's an England goal. Really well worked.
I love it. I speak about this a lot, but when a central player just meets the full spin of a winger with the front bumper, it's such a satisfying goal. And yeah, that's big for Aspire, because there would have been some nerves at half-time, knowing, 1-0, West Brom had some chances. They can now go into full sort of conservation mode, try to see this game out, or they can go, you know what, we didn't quite get the goal difference we wanted against GBG Knights earlier. Let's go and try and get some here, as the ball flicks up into the bumper of John Boulding, who ends up doing a couple of keepy uppies before returning it to the playing surface. And it'll be a set ball about halfway.
Yeah, just thinking back to it, it's another sloppy defensive goal from West Brom. Neither winger on the edge of the box came in quick enough to block the pass or mark John Boulding. Left Gordon and Chrysler with no chance, and Boulding with a full spin there that is straight into the side of Bates' chair.
Yeah, it's not dissimilar to the goal that Leeds scored earlier on, the first goal for Leeds against West Brom, where Dan Rigby got the ball, took it wide, full spin onto the front bumper of, it was Lewis Harris that was on rushing, straight in. 1-0 Leeds as Aspire have to defend. Good goalkeeping from Tom Kelly. Quick across his box. Harry Bestwick now. Scored a brace on Thursday night for West Brom in cup action against their second team Throssels, as Dan McClellan now roared forward by the Aspire faithful on the right hand side. Responded well to that earlier setback, missing that penalty with an assist, a very high quality assist for the second goal. Can Aspire really turn on the style now? It was 0-0 in the earlier league meeting between these two sides. Aspire have handed out some really significant results against West Brom in regionals though. Beat them 3-0 earlier this season in the West Midlands Regional League.
Fair enough. Gordon fired towards Bates, cut out by Boulding. Dixon takes over. Plays the ball off of Bates and out for a kick in for Aspire.
Right, I've run out of stats off the top of my head, so I'm now going to go to our wonderful Jeff Lewis commentary notes and see what he had to say, because I was reading through the ones for this game. There's some really fascinating ones, and ones you wouldn't expect as well.
Gordon, I'll talk you through the action while this happens. Gordon fires it straight off the back of Boulding's chair and out for a kick in West Brom, which is taken relatively quickly, and McClellan gets in. That'll be a free kick for Aspire. Bates reversing in. Well, Chris Gordon cannot believe that decision, but Charlie, do you have some stats to wow us with?
Right, 54th meeting between Aspire and West Brom today.
Right.
How many West Brom wins do you reckon?
Now, I could really look prepared and say I've read the stat sheet cover to cover and I would know the answer to this, but I don't. So, I reckon it's 30.
30 West Brom wins. 5. West Brom have won this fixture 5 times.
They've won this 54 meetings.
54 meetings.
West Brom have only beaten us by
5 times. 43 in the league, 10 in the WFA Cup, 27 Aspire wins, 12 draws. No, sorry, this is the league. Only 3 league wins for West Brom. 12 draws, 27 Aspire wins. I know, that stat blew my mind when I read it.
West Brom won like 3 or 4 league titles in a row.
I know, and yet Aspire were the constant thorn. It was always nil. That was the spell of 0-0s as Dan McClellan just takes the ball away on the front bumper. Greg Baxter is agog next to me. He cannot believe the stat I've just hit him with.
You know, credit to Jeff Lewis.
He's up there. Jeff.
That is a brilliant stat.
Quality stat. What else have we got here about this game?
Substitution, which Alex is going to do because Charlie doesn't do substitutions on the graphics board. Bates has gone off and Oliver Rock has come on. Right,
John Boulding, unsurprisingly, the scorer of the first. And he's got a brace actually, John Boulding, in this one. Well, he is the. You would expect that he's the player with more goals than anyone in this fixture. 47 goals against West Brom in his career before today.
That's
49.
Now.
The hat trick would make it 50. Now that would be special.
That's poetic. McClellan fakes the full spin. Yeah, a little bit too heavy then. That'll be a free kick to England teammates.
Lots of respect between the two. Just a little fist bump. Move on. What else have we got? This is just brilliant.
Dixon has got round Chrysler, and there is a third for Aspire. The front bumper from Boulding. Little pick off, got there in front of Ollie Rock, and Dixon's just almost turned Chrysler inside out there with the little touch. And it's 3 for Aspire, and they can now relax, Charlie.
Lovely finish from John Dixon. I really like that. Just composure personified. Just flicks it round the goalkeeper. Does it at the exact right moment, I think, where he's close enough to Chrysler, where Chrysler couldn't make a last-minute adjustment to rescue the situation. But he's also not too far away where it's gonna, you know, not be able to reach the goal. It's great forward play from John Dixon. As Chris Gordon is fed up, and you can tell by this. This is bullish from him. Just trying to drive through John Boulding, who was initially beaten but recovers well. Chrysler, the next line of defence for West Brom. Just reverses straight into John Boulding.
Well, play on. I'm honestly wouldn't be surprised if a yellow card doesn't follow here. Yeah, it is coming.
I cannot believe that he's appealing this.
No, I'm flabbergasted there's a defence here. He is just full reversed.
It's literally one of the most... It's just a stone wall, isn't it? He just reversed into John Boulding. I cannot believe that he'd argue with that.
I think he's going to come off as well. I think Colin Gordon's just come over to Paul Yates and gone, we're going to get him off.
He's going to have to. After what happened with Zach Dickey earlier, West Brom will be sensitive on this issue.
I don't know what the argument is. He's fully just reversed.
Yeah, I'd love to know whether that was just pure frustration or whether he actually didn't think he fouled John Boulding there.
Boulding takes a touch to bring it down the line. Fires the ball across. Dixon. McClellan couldn't quite adjust it to send it goal bound, and then it was too close to Dixon, so it'll be a 2-on-1.
Yeah, Lucas Chrysler sensibly taken off. Had to be done. He's not happy.
No, he's absolutely.
I don't think Ollie Rock's taken himself off.
Yeah, they don't realise either. Ollie Rock needs to go back on.
Oh.
Lucas Chrysler, I think only because Oliver Rock is part
Right,
clear.
yeah. I thought that was... I no, for a second I thought going straight for the double doors.
Yeah.
Still 0-0 with just a minute left, by the way, over on Court B in that massive relegation decider. Well, not decider. There's still a long way to go, but
Well,
could be big.
a point serves GBG better than it does Sevenoaks. Obviously, Sevenoaks drop points to Muscle Warriors in game week 2.
Definitely. Sevenoaks really needed to try and win that one. I think they do meet again, though, Sevenoaks and GBG, before the end of the season. I think they might play each other in the last game of the season, actually.
Boulding. That's cut out by Rock, and Bestwick can bring it forward. He's not in reverse, so hasn't got many options. But Gordon on the edge of the box. Marked by Rich George, who's come on for Aspire.
Oh, I didn't see that.
John Dixon's gone off.
I think we were so distracted by the change, the West Brom, what was going on with West Brom, that we didn't notice that. Intelligent play from Bestwick to get himself around that ball. But
yeah, then he's giving it straight back to Boulding. I mean, yeah, I agree with it. The effort from Gordon is straight at Kelly. Free kick in favour of Aspire. Contact between Rock and Boulding. Has finished 0-0 between Sevenoaks and GBG Knights on Court B. Rich George with his first touch, I believe, that's coming on. Boulding fires that towards McClellan, cut out by Gordon. Then it comes to Bestwick, who I would have loved to have seen take it with him, I think. It's worked, though, for West Brom. Bestwick up against Boulding. We'll pull it back for a free kick.
yeah, definitely a 2-on-1.
Gordon. Bestwick. Couldn't quite get the front bumper off there towards Ollie Rock, and Boulding has to play it towards McClellan. Finds it back towards Boulding. Great front bumper towards Rich George. Again, I would have probably liked to have seen him take it, but it's worked for Aspire. Ball from Boulding to central. Bestwick pick off. Brilliantly done into Rock. Back to Gilbert, who front bumps it just too close to the back of Boulding's chair, but it's come to Bestwick. Gilbert fires a 180. That's too central. Boulding picks that one off and now can bring it forward. Rich George in the middle. Sorry, Charlie.
Sorry, I'm going to say it because it's really frustrating me this
Here we
season.
go,
Why
go on.
do,
Go on.
in the last year, West Brom only start playing when they're losing? Like, it's you know, they'll be down in a game. We saw it at the Club World Cup. I've spoken to people within the club about it, and they're really frustrated about it because it's like they played some amazing football there, and they did in the first half as well. But it takes them to have a setback to go a goal down before they actually start playing.
Yeah, to a point.
I think that's fair.
Yeah, yeah.
I think if you were honest and you asked Chris Gordon that question, I think that would be a very similar frustration that he shared as well.
Yeah, I don't disagree. Although I also don't fully agree, because I think West Brom still do try and play some nice stuff. We saw they created a couple of chances in that first half.
But they were losing.
Yeah, they were losing, but I think they were losing pretty within 3 minutes. So they didn't really have much time to try and. What do you want them to do in the first 3 minutes, mate? It's like
come flying. Maybe
yeah,
I'm just expecting them to come flying out the blocks. Maybe I am being harsh. Maybe I'm being harsh.
There may be an overall pattern, but I mean, this game on its own, they were down early, very early on, under a lot of pressure, and they did well in the first half at least to come back.
Maybe it's sloppy starts then. Maybe that's it, because I always just feel like I watch West Brom and I'm like, you know, you're playing some amazing football, got some really technically good players, but you know, you've given yourself a mountain to climb here.
I mean, I think the goals from Aspire point of view are nice, but I think defensively they've been sloppy mistakes from West Brom. I think at least 2, if not all 3, can be cut out from West Brom point of view. Not to say they haven't been finished well by Aspire, because you've got to obviously bury the chances that are given to you. But
so the ball just about stays in on the right-hand side, and now it's an Aspire kick-in. 5 minutes remain. Aspire firmly in the driving seat in this one. Dan McClellan has been playing in the middle for the last couple of minutes of the game.
good to see.
maybe, well, it works both ways. One, it gives John Boulding potentially a chance to get that hat-trick, which I'm sure he'd massively appreciate. It's been a while since we've seen a John Boulding Premiership hat-trick. Kick taken quickly.
Guys, fired it through the gap between Tom Kelly and John Boulding. It's 3-1. And Charlie, what was my prediction before the game?
Yeah, what a brilliant score prediction.
Well, there's still 4.5 minutes for it to go awry. But if we can call the game off now, that'd be fantastic. It's a brilliant finish by Bestwick. Bates comes back on for Rock. Boulding and McLennan having a disagreement there about whose fault the goal was, but obviously they're ever the perfectionist.
Yeah.
Boulding and McLennan, especially Boulding. It's a really nice finish from Harry Bestwick.
Yeah, great finish, because if he'd done the sort of traditional just hit it at the front post, I think it would have been saved. But yeah, a great take.
2-on-1 first? Yeah, thought so. They'll be kicking themselves about the sloppy goals, West Brom.
In general play, Aspire haven't been worlds ahead of them. It's not been a battering in general play. It's just been they've had that clinical edge when they've got to the final third, and West Brom have switched off massively.
That's a brilliant ball from Bates to Bestwick, and who just can't get there on the full spin. It's a fantastic bit of play there from West Brom, and they're ending the game brightly, to your point, Charlie. Gordon battling with Boulding. Just under 3 minutes left. Has Rich George in the middle available. Boulding manages to get it away from Matt Gilbert and jukes his way past Gordon to win a corner off of Gilbert. Corner for Aspire, which Rich George will take. Is it selfish of me to not want another goal just so my prediction's right, Charlie?
No, I'd say I love a correct score prediction. There's something about it that you never remember the incorrect score predictions, do you? You only ever remember the ones that ended up being successful.
Substitution for Aspire. Off goes no one, and on comes no one because
Jordan Williams has said no. I think
it's Balaga.
Potentially cold hands.
Yeah,
Jordan
it
Williams.
is. There is a draft that end.
And he is one that particularly suffers from them.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if the camera can see it. Sean Donoghue in that corner by the scoreboard is literally, he's got 2 blankets and a hat on. It genuinely is really cold at the end of the hall. There was a draft from somewhere. Because, you know, Charlie, I say draft, and now I'm a northerner.
Oh yeah, that was grim.
Draft.
I don't have a problem with northerners saying draft.
You go to uni.
My problem is with southerners pretending they're northern and changing their tongue.
I mean, that's not the case with me.
I know it is.
Because I do live in the north now, Charlie.
Yeah, but only for like a couple of days.
A couple of days. Unbelievable.
So you can tell by the fact that Greg and I have started arguing about his dialect choices that we are coming towards the end of this one. Aspire haven't been totally dominant, but the scoreline will show that they healthily beat West Bromwich Albion, and they've been very...
It's a cracking save from Chris Gordon to keep it at 3-1. My goat, that's why I drafted him first.
Oh yeah, let's get the draft
I drafted him first.
By the way, John Boulding, John Boulding's who didn't get drafted by anyone, has put 2 past your pick, Greg. So I'd maybe we all picked the wrong player as Dan McClellan out on the right hand side. Just winding down. Final seconds.
McClellan, as we hit 000s on the clock and no one's pressing him. That ball ricochets on Bestwick out for a kick in, and I'm telling you now, blow the whistle, referee. Blow the whistle for full time.
Oh, Greg, player of the match.
Me for correcting the picture.
Oh,
No, I will give it to. There's the effort from Rich George. Oh my word! Nearly ruined everything for me. Nearly got Rich George on the score shot. Nearly dropped to my knees and cried. Saved onto the post. John Balding, he scored.
Yeah.
Scored 2. He's dictated everything. Defensively solid. It's a bit boring, but.
No, JB, I agree.
Still wouldn't pick him first in my draft.
Horrible. Horrible.
No.
He's out here shutting down the haters one by one.
George, Balding, blocked by Gilbert.
Yeah, I think that it's time for the whistle.
It's time to blow. George, Balding, blocked by Bates, back to George. It goes out of play for a kick in, not a corner. There's a silence around this arena other than me and you, Charlie.
Yeah, I think everybody is of the same opinion. I think if we were in a European arena right now, you'd be hearing those high-pitched whistles as... Nope. I thought that was full time, but no, we will see a West Brom kick in.
We were 9 minutes ahead on this pitch. There is the full-time whistle. Go on, Charlie, talk us through it.
So it ends Aspire 3, West Brom 1, a big result in the title race for Aspire, who needed a perfect weekend to keep on pace. 2 goals from John Balding and a third, a cheeky one from John Dixon, is enough to see them beat their old enemies. And yeah, a good game of football, thoroughly enjoyed it. And I think Aspire's clinical edge showed there, and as you can see on your screens, well, it really couldn't be tighter at the top, could it? So we start the day, we finish the day exactly how we ended it. Oh no, never mind, Teesside have got to play next. So if Teesside can beat Muscle Warriors, they'll end the day on 40, top of the table, jumping up. It will probably be Teesside, Leeds, Greenbank, Aspire. That's the way it will end, and that's going to be a really interesting one. So we'll see you for that shortly.